Welcome to This Is Whole Life, a podcast from the Whole Life Church in Orlando, Florida.
Join me, Ken Wetmore, lead pastor, and Melanie Bockmann, our worship pastor, along with our communication team, Randy and Lucas. Take a look back, a look deeper, and a peek into the week ahead.
Here we explore meaningful conversations about spirituality, community, and living with purpose.
We don't have all the answers, but we are walking the journey together.
Wherever you're listening from, you're wanted here.
This is Whole Life.
Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 529 of This Is Whole Life. And before we get started, before we dig out the proverbial shovels, we have someone to introduce to you this week. And we didn't discuss it beforehand. So
well, let's just start with who's already here, and then we'll go to the most important person.
Okay, well, you know Ken's here because there you go. Is there someone else who's here?
Hi.
Okay, Melanie's here.
Yes.
Randy's
Lucas
here.
is not.
Lucas is in Tallahassee.
Somebody else is in his chair.
Oh, is it? Well, you're about the same. You might even be a little bit taller. Sorry, Lucas.
Lucas.
It is. Well, no, I don't want to do the introduction.
You don't want to?
I think you should.
You think I should?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody does an introduction like KSM.
I am Ken Wetmore.
That's right.
All right, listening world, it is my pleasure to bring to you today the one, the only, the Lindsay Pratt. Playing at the Family and Children Ministries position for the last 15 years. So anyway. No, I am really excited to introduce to you Lindsay Pratt, who is the new Children and Family Ministries pastor here at Whole Life. We are really, really excited to have you on our team, Lindsay. It's been just a joy getting to know you through our interview process, and now you've been on staff for a whopping 3 days, I think, or something,
awesome,
4 days, something like that. And it's been an amazing 4 days. I can just tell you, it's been great. And I'm going to just go ahead and let you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself.
Okay, yeah. I'm Lindsay, as you said, very epically. And I
like you already. You can be on podcast every week.
That's it.
I'm in Michigan most recently doing youth ministry, and I've done that for my career. And I love working with children and families, and just really want to create experiences for people to know Jesus and walk closer with him.
And you've been in pastoral ministry for how long?
I started when I was 18, actually.
Okay.
So 21 years now, technically, but paid 15.
Paid. There's several of us in this room that can relate to that,
Right.
that comment. Yes, so absolutely. Well, that's awesome. And you coming to us from the Pioneer Memorial Church. It's on the campus of Andrews University.
Yeah.
You have your MDiv from Andrews University. That's Masters of Divinity, for those of you who are wondering. And then you also, did you do some teaching up there? A little bit of teaching?
I taught a little bit up there, at the academy there, high school.
Yeah. And for those of you who have ever been on a Pathfinder camporee, like the world one, like the big one, what do they call that? It's the International Camporee, International Pathfinder Camporee. Lindsay did something really cool like 2 ago, right? The last one that was in Oshkosh.
Yes, the final Oshkosh.
The final Oshkosh, you brought them to their knees because they had to go somewhere else because they're like, we can't do this after Lindsay has...
How do you top that?
You can't top it. You got to go somewhere else. So Lindsay was the evening program director. Is that the right title? The evening
nighttime program director.
And for those of you who have never been to a camporee, one of the things you have to understand is the nighttime program is the thing that everybody looks forward to at camporee. You enjoy going to all the different activities and stuff during the day, but everybody cannot wait for the evening because there's usually this massive production. And I think you guys have used Hollywood type people to come in and help build the sets, and
for sure, yeah.
And you ran all that.
Yes. Well, under Pastor Ron Whitehead, so yeah.
But you ran it all.
I did run it. I ran the night.
I know, Ron. You ran it all.
I did.
I love you, Ron. If you're listening to this, there's no shade, but Ron is excellent at not micromanaging. And
excellent at that.
Yeah. So he's very good at letting people do what they're good at.
It was fun. It was
and I will say, Ron had. I called up Ron to find out about you.
Did you?
And he was like, "You're a moron if you do not hire her." I don't know if he used the word moron, but it was pretty close to that. He was like, and he was like, "I don't even know if you can get her down there in Orlando." And I was like, I know we're not good enough, but we're going to try.
Oh my goodness. Oh boy.
So, but we're, like I said, just absolutely excited. What are you looking forward to about being here in Orlando and Whole Life?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to just an awesome team to work with. I like working with cool people, and you guys have been cool in 4 days. So yeah,
Oh.
I'm stoked to
Good
work
job,
with you.
everyone.
I have to say that's that makes me feel better because we have definitely initiated her. We have a little in the interview process there was an initiation that I really questioned.
Yeah.
And then on your first day at work, we also have another thing that we do, and we're not going to say it out loud, lest one of you who is listening becomes a part of our team and,
You'll know
it gets given away. But there's also part of joining a team. But I was comforted this morning because I ran into a friend of yours who's here, kind of hanging out and helping you get settled, and she said, I don't know whether we might have crossed, been a little, and she goes, no, Lindsay loves being embarrassed and being surprised.
Oh wow!
So Lindsay,
this is great.
I think she was maybe trying to make me feel okay, but all I'm saying is now, yay,
game on,
permission.
Well, and Lindsay is an incredible sport because she didn't know she was going to be on podcast. She walked in the room and we put headphones on her and put her in front of a microphone.
She was taking a tour of the church, and we're recording this in between services.
Yeah.
So
Freud ignored the on-air sign on the door that's blinking.
Yeah.
He just the do not disturb and was like, "Yeah, I'm Freud. I will.
I'll do what I want to do."
That's kind of Freud.
I speak 17 languages.
Yeah. Oh man. So I'm going to just tell you that I'm really jealous that you. Congratulations, but I'm jealous that you were involved in the camporee. Because I was asked to audition a couple of years ago to be the nighttime MC.
Ooh, yeah.
And I didn't get picked.
Oh, wow.
But Bernie Anderson submitted my name and was like, oh, you guys should have Randy do it.
You'd be good.
Yeah, I would have enjoyed it. And because I'm originally from Green Bay, which is like an hour north, he's like, take a week off of work and then, go home. You get to see your family.
Yeah.
And, I have never been to...
It was probably Lindsay who didn't pick you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Randy.
No, it was. Wait, what was the theme that year?
What was
your year.
Was it David?
8 years ago. Yeah, it was David and Goliath.
Yeah, then you didn't pick me. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
There was a long list. It wasn't my downline. I did pick the voice of God.
Randy, I feel like you're doing a pre-audition right now in case another opportunity arises.
Listen, I'll make a call.
Well, I guess it's a good thing we found this out after she got hired.
No, right? Because I'd have been like, I don't know. I think I'm going to put the thumbs down on this one.
Not her.
You said no to me. I'm saying no to you.
No. It was funny because speaking of that initiation, the first one, when we left that night, my oldest came with me, Ellie, and she was like, man, I don't know. If I had to go to a party like that, knowing that kind of your job was, or a possibility of getting hired was on the line for everything, like who you are, what you might say, what your answer might be to a question.
Right.
And she's like, I don't know if I'd have been down for that. She's like, so I think you should hire, if anyone that goes should be at like you're at least a yes, because you were able to endure that. And then whatever comes after that, there might be the best of all worlds, whatever. You have to pick from, but like you should immediately be in the good pile if you show up for one of those. And I'm like, yeah, that's not a bad way to look at it. So
that was a lot. Yeah.
It was. Yeah, Lindsay's not being shy about this. Yeah, that was a lot.
I took a week off.
So you don't recommend we do that in the future for future people?
I mean, could shorten it like a hair.
Shorten it a hair.
3 hours later.
Yeah. People had questions, Lindsay. People had questions. They weren't always good questions, but they were questions.
The week of recovery time afterwards was really long, wasn't it? Yeah, I get it. I feel for that. Oh, wow. So, man, well, we're excited too because it was just like this week, I felt like, saw your face around a lot and getting everyone kind of settled and so just the beginning.
Yeah. We're
Excellent.
super excited. Thank you for,
thanks.
It was one of those things where we knew that it was awful and we thought, well, if they still pick us, we know they really believe in what we stand for.
Thanks for picking us, Lindsay.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
So
So she checked out the website afterwards and she's like, all right, let's make sure what the rest of this is. Cause I don't know if I can deal with this, but okay. We put the two
what was
together.
it that made you decide you wanted to be at Whole Life? What were the main factors?
Oh, the first thing, actually, I didn't even know about Whole Life until we had a ministerial meeting. And I've been to however many I've been to there, 15 or something in Michigan. And this is the best one. They brought in Banks.
David Banks.
David Banks down there, and he spoke, and he talked about the hospital and their philosophy. I was like, oh, this is epic! Like how cool to have a hospital like this. And then he mentioned a church he goes to, and I was like, oh, I would love to work at a church like that, because he was talking about how inclusive and how much they love people, and I was like, wow, like I've not experienced that.
Oh, that's good to know. David says that stuff about us.
Yeah, he said
awesome.
at the ministerial meeting. So I was like, man, I would love that. I want to know what this church is. So that was the first time I heard about Whole Life. And then honestly, like, I don't know, I feel like God really, really led in it. It was something I just felt like this is where I should go. There was a few other options, honestly. And I just really felt like God said, hey, this is the place now. So I said, okay.
So there were mountains on both sides. Pharaoh's army was behind you.
Yeah.
And Whole Life.
Although I would say, I know some of the other options she had, and so I wouldn't exactly call them the Red Sea, or I would say those are some pretty great options you had out there. So we're really glad that you picked us.
I'm excited to pour in here and serve. So thank you.
Hey,
awesome.
Great.
Well, we'll let you go check out all the other children's Sabbath schools this
Sounds
morning.
good.
But thanks for taking a few minutes with us.
Thanks.
All right. Well, I'm surprised as much as we were surprised to have Lindsay show up. I was also surprised at our little experiment today and how well it went, considering that our internet was almost non-existent today. And
really?
For the first time, honestly, the first time since we switched to our current provider, Resi, I have never seen it buffer, and today it buffered a lot. Wow. And so to get the response that we got from people was like just, I mean, we had 9 people text us throughout the service, which I was like, oh, please let me be able to catch these, because in online, I couldn't even load the chat. So luckily Melanie was able to get in and load the chat. So we have the questions, we have the comments. But today we're talking about, we're in our favorite things, and it's Genesis 14:14, and that was Derek Cummings was the...
We actually had more than one person turn
right,
this verse in, and Derek was the one that was willing to film for us, or that we were able to get a hold of to film for us.
Yeah, that was nice. And so, and I was a little surprised when Ken, he did use the message.
Well, you told me I had to last week on podcast. I take my orders from you.
Yeah.
You don't know the power you have, Randy. Be careful with that power.
Be careful. Okay, with great power comes something. I don't
great
know.
responsibility.
We're not sure.
Oh, is it really? Is it?
Right.
I thought it was like ice cream or something. Never mind.
With great power comes the ability to do what you want.
Oh, that sounds good. If only.
Which is a responsibility.
Yeah, it's funny. We're talking about the Israelites and their departure from Egypt, and the plunder part is not something that I don't think we talk about a ton, or I don't hear it in a lot of messages when this comes up. And I think the first time I heard it, if I remember correct, it might have been Andy. In a message when it feels like when we first started coming about 10 years ago as new members here at that time, the Florida Hospital Church. And this is eventually where all the golden calf comes from, isn't it? Like a lot of the plunder that would
make
brought.
Sense if they melted down the stuff that they brought from Egypt. I don't know where else they would have gotten it.
Yeah, some of it.
I mean, because as a kid, it was always weird to think of like, well, where did they get all this? Where did they get the metal to melt down if they were slaves for 400 years? Where did the gold come from? Or was like that, like along with the manna, okay, 2 pieces of manna, 1 piece of gold, or, precious metals that just showed up. I don't remember reading that part either. So I always feel like that adds a little flavor to the story. And also kind of like you mentioned, Ken, where it's like, look, if I give you this, will you just leave? Would you please just get away from us?
Yeah.
Like people were ready to see them go after everything, the plagues and everything else. And then I don't think I've ever heard the correlation, though, about the Red Sea being compared to a baptism.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I mean, I think it's a cool correlation, but I've never heard that or considered that before.
Well, that would be pretty common across pretty much all of Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
This is not like kind of
it's
a
not
small.
an Adventist thing.
No, it's not really a fringe.
Okay. Huh.
I think there's actually a reference in the New Testament where it says something about just as the Israelites crossed the Red Sea.
Huh.
Now I'll have to
look
now
that
I'm
up.
talking off the top of my head, but there's this correlation that that just as the Israelites passed through the waters away from Egypt and into freedom. Same thing with baptism. You go down into the water and you come back up.
That one surprised me, and I was like, "Oh, that's a cool." Yeah, I didn't think about that, and it's actually kind of a cool way to think about it. When you think about that correlation between maybe what you've gone through in your life, and then like, oh, baptism. Oh, okay, yeah, I kind of get that now. And my boy Moses. I mean, I don't ever feel like he gets enough credit for everything that he has to do. I mean, he got the Israelites. Then the thing that a lot of us wish for, I feel like in day and age, is we go, oh man, it wouldn't be great if God talked to me. I think if God really talked to you like he talked to Moses, you'd freaking lose your mind. You'd be like, what? What is happening? Who is this? What's going on? And then it's like, okay, well, God, point me in the right direction, or give me a sign, or I'm going to pray about this. Like Lindsay, I'm praying about this job. Nudge me where I need to go. But like Moses had like hard conversations with God. And, like Ken's like, hey, weren't you just the guy out there telling them not to worry and to trust me?
Why are you crying out to me?
But now you're losing your mind with me right now in our little meeting. And I often wonder what that was like for Moses. Like, I mean, doesn't seem like God didn't appear to him, because he had to pass by him on the mountain, right? Like no one can see the glory of God and still live. So I mean, was it? I don't know.
But it also says that God talked to Moses face to face. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy on whether it was face to face or what Moses was seeing, according to that text.
Hologram.
Well, one of the interesting theories that's out there is that Moses was talking to Jesus, and because Jesus says no one has seen the Father except for the Son. And so one of the theories out there is that the part of the Godhead that Moses interacted with was Jesus, and therefore the Bible can be correct in saying that no one has seen God, the Father, while also we know that we've seen Jesus. So that's one theory that's out there.
The Trinity gets deeper.
Yeah. and then there's the Holy Spirit that lives in you. So yeah.
Good luck with all of it. Understand. No, that's interesting. I don't know if I've ever heard that either. But by the way, I looked this up because I want to go back, because it's actually 1 Corinthians 10. 1 Corinthians.
Yeah, 1 Corinthians. It says, in the cloud and in the sea, all of them were baptized as followers of Moses. Talking about the children of Israel.
Followers of Moses.
Yeah. The children of Israel were baptized as followers of Moses. And so now he's making the point that we're baptized as followers of Christ by going into the water.
So they
analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but not like really Moses.
I mean, they followed him.
Yeah.
But Moses was following the pillar of fire and cloud.
Because it was at the beginning, and then it was at the
Moses followed God. Yeah. The people followed Moses.
Okay, that makes sense. You're wearing glasses.
Sorry.
I hope
that doesn't throw you off.
It did, because
okay.
just for a moment I was like, wait a minute, what's up with Ken? I'm like, no, hair looks the
Clark
same.
Kent.
And then Clark Kent. All right. So if you were to rip the shirt and the buttons,
we'd all be embarrassed.
Oh, I was hoping
all of us, every single one of us.
No,
just we'd all be embarrassed.
Never mind. Okay. Was there anything in the message that you didn't use, or something this week that you were like, that'd be pretty cool, but we don't have time for it because we're going to do this really cool interactive thing?
I think it would have been fun to talk more about the plagues that came on Egypt and the significance of those. There are, again, theologians and scholars who believe that the plagues directly correlated to the gods of Egypt, that Yahweh, the God of the Israelites, systematically takes down all the pantheon of gods that the Egyptians worshipped. So there's a lot of that's kind of fascinating. I think I probably skipped a little bit. I would have loved to talk more about the celebration afterwards that Miriam and the women of Israel took part in.
It seems like an often untold angle or story.
Yeah, I think in Adventist circles it makes us really uncomfortable, because it talks about Miriam playing a tambourine and the women dancing as they sang this song. And there's actually Revelation makes an allusion to this song, calling it the Song of Moses and the Lamb in the book of Revelation. And there's a lot going on there. And every time I'm preaching one of these sermons that somebody sends in and said, hey, you should preach on my favorite text, I'm like, oh, that could be a good series. Oh, that could be a good series. Ooh. So I guess maybe we just need to do a Genesis Exodus series where we, or they're both rather large books, but man, I think we could probably spend a whole year in the book of Genesis.
Yeah, definitely. We could do a year in Genesis and Exodus.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, there's a lot there, and it's no matter how many times you read it, there's always seems like there's something.
Yeah.
There's the familiar part that you're like, oh, I remember that. But then there's always seems to be something new. And if you read the message every so often, you're like, hey,
then you really
shut
see
your mouth.
Yeah.
That was so much fun. So much fun. Melanie, do you want to go through the questions first?
Sure.
Let's do that first. Since
All
Lucas
right.
isn't here, we'll do the questions.
We had questions? I thought
it wasn't questions, actually. It was responses.
Was it responses?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was
Excellent.
Grab the ones from the chat because I wasn't able to get those.
Yeah, so Joe, kind of reflecting on what it would be like to be in front of the Red Sea, said, I think I would be very scared, but I know that God would be with me as I was crossing. Carol said, I see those walls of water as the challenges that I've encountered. And Carol says, praise God, he keeps me safe from that fury.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah.
Rod says, the story of the Israelites crossing the Red Sea is yet another confirmation to me that all God wants of me is to trust him regardless of viewable circumstances. Whether or not I can see him, he's near and he cares about me. Chelsea said, I think I apply it to my life when it comes to having faith that God, first of all, can hold back the seas in my life. Secondly, I have to have faith that he's leading me in the right direction into a better situation. The other side of the journey is scary because it's unknown, but God is there too. So I know and I trust I will be all right in any land or situation.
Wow.
It's awesome.
There was some really positive ones. And then there's some ones where I know the people that are writing these in are going through something pretty significant in their life. The Red Sea for me is a cancer diagnosis and now trusting God to heal me.
Yeah.
And another person who is kind of in that same, it's hard to be still when the sea is medical related, but I have to trust that whatever the outcome is God's plan and he will guide me through his journey. I've always missed that Moses' relationship with God was no different than the Israelites. He was thrust into leadership to each trial they went through and was just as new to him as it was to them. He was learning to trust God just as the Israelites were.
I love that.
Yeah, that's really good. And another one, Exodus 14:14 reminds me that I don't always have to figure everything out on my own. Amen. There have always been times when I faced challenges that seemed impossible and I wanted to solve them in my own way. Looking back, I can see that God closed doors, changed my plans, and because he wanted me to wait and trust him instead. Even during financial struggles, he taught me that his timing and his way are better than mine. And when I stopped trying to control everything and relied on him, he faithfully made a way forward. Celebration and passionate worship as a reaction to God as an experience is okay. Speaking of the Miriam part of that, at a point in my relationship where the future is uncertain, but I'm learning to trust God and his plan for my family and myself. That's awesome. I'm glad you're finding that even through that uncertainty that you're finding God in that. And parenting.
that was my favorite. And you really, it was a complete paragraph.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe a book.
I know. So, Stevie, Kelsey, if you're listening, here's what you're up against moving forward. And then even when the greatest forces in the world appear to be against me, God wants me to be grounded in his love and allow him to lead. So the interaction was really, really cool. And to see people as these were starting to flow in and interact with the service. And so I feel like the message really resonated and hit people, made them think and enough to jump on their phone. And no voicemails, but we did get the text messages.
I was rooting for a voicemail.
I know. I liked how you're like, look, if you can do it, not disturb your neighbors. I mean, go for it. That's extra credit.
It's next level.
Well, that is excellent. What a great verse to just be reminded of, something that's short, to the point, and also a story that we know really well. But this gives me some. If it rains this afternoon and I'm stuck inside, I have a feeling I might be checking out a few of these in a little more detail because that's super interesting.
And Randy, I think that's one of the things we really want to encourage for all of our church family.
Yeah.
I really enjoy being able to share the things that I come across in the Bible and the things that are making a difference in my life with you. And I really love it when you're able to share those things with us. I think that there's just power in all of our experiences. Everybody has insights into the Bible that are interesting, that are relevant. And so one of the things that we are really trying to innovate and experiment with is how to create greater interactivity in our church services that pull all of us together, because the thoughts that were shared by you, our family, you touch some people in ways that I won't. And so we're really grateful for that. And we all have this voice that we can use that can be a blessing to others and help others as they're on their journeys. Even, when we're talking about, I really appreciate the person who had the courage to put on a medical diagnosis that they're struggling with. That is a Red Sea. I mean, that is those kind of diagnoses are scary. And the reason is because we probably all know people who have prayed for healing from cancer, and that Red Sea didn't open for them. They passed away from a cancer diagnosis. And so I think that the real challenge, and the one that we really forget about when we think about the Israelites, is that not every story has a happy ending the way that Hollywood endings where everybody comes out good at the end.
Yeah.
There are endings here on earth that result in somebody passing away and there being terrific amounts of pain. And the thing that we hold on to as Christians is the hope of the ultimate happy ending where Christ comes back and where we are resurrected back to life and God allows us to spend eternity with him and each other. And yet this earth is very real and the suffering is very real. And so I really appreciate the vulnerability of people putting out there and saying, hey, does the Red Sea really open every time? And I'm worried about it. And that's what those people, and that's why you can be so judgmental of the Israelites. But if you were there, I suspect I would have been leading the charge and like, what did you do? Why were you thinking this is terrible planning? Moses, you're a horrible leader. God must be upset with us. Maybe God, and keep in mind back then the people thought the gods were fickle. They thought that sometimes the gods would do jokes, that they'd do cruel things, like they would bring them out of slavery just so they could watch them suffer in a different way and die in a different way. And so the mentality back in those days, I think that in the Christian culture that we live in that's kind of saturated with, especially whole life's culture of that God loves you, God cares for you, you matter to God. We don't always grasp that in their culture, in their time, that's not the way they necessarily viewed the gods. The gods, again, could be fickle. They could do really nice things and then just turn around and really burn you. And so if you're coming from that kind of a viewpoint, it's very understandable why these people think, oh yeah, well, God did that, but maybe it was just to, and maybe Moses is his, con artist pal that's helping him out. And I think today that while that's not necessarily our context, we still encounter times where we think, I wonder if God really is just not as loving as I'm being told that he is. And I wonder if he doesn't care like I've been told that he does. Because when you get some of these horrific things that can happen in life, it can make you question that. And that's why we are glad that you are part of our community, because if you question, we want you to be here. And we're not here to tell you that you're wrong for questioning. We just want to walk with you.
Well, and they'd been immersed in that culture for a long time. So if they were, listening to their neighbors or their whoever and just what was happening around them, I can see where that would definitely be like, oh yeah, this could definitely, it's been a long time, God, since anyone's done anything good for us. So you're always waiting for the next shoe to drop, as it were. So that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah. And actually there are some theologians and archaeologists who have suggested that the reason why when Moses was standing in front of the burning bush, he said, so what name do I give? Is because probably not far from where he was, the Egyptians had been constructing a temple for a particular god. And so him out there in the middle of the wilderness by himself, seeing this manifestation, that there actually was a little bit of question in his mind of, who am I talking to here exactly? So there's just a little tidbit of extra information.
I like that. That's really good. In our culture, we're really conditioned as Christians to the idea of the Trinity, one God. And the world of Moses' time was very much conditioned to the pantheon of gods. Even in the scriptures, you'll see you are greatest among the gods. I think it's Psalms. It says something like that. So they were very much conditioned to there being, obviously in Egypt, there was a pantheon of deities, immortals. And so, yeah, it was a different world. And for Moses to ask that, let's just double check and see which one you are.
Oh, let's just verify. And also in the Ten Commandments, it says, "You shall have no other gods before me."
Right.
It doesn't say I am the only one that exists anywhere ever, but just communicated, "Hey, I'm at the top."
Well, you don't have to say that I'm the one true God if there was only one God, because everybody would know you were the one true God, because there would only be one to choose from.
And also specifying, I'm the one who brought you out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Yeah.
And that whole thing at the Mount Sinai was not just God doing something so that those of us thousands of years later could have written instructions. God is literally having a onboarding session with the Israelites. You basically, the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob has become legend and myth. There's no real clear outline of what this God wants.
It's been 400 years.
So God is kind of reintroducing himself and saying, this is who I am and this is what I want. And this is what it means to be my follower. And I brought you out. And notice that's how he starts the Ten Commandments off. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of bondage. He's saying, look, all those other gods out there that you've been hearing about, go ahead and let's get rid of those. I'm the one. These are the things you need. Leviticus, we're going to get into some of the details about what it means to be a distinct people that are following me so that all the other nations can see you. And by the way, you're going to be my demo rental unit or the unit that people can come in and see.
My pilot program.
My pilot program, so people can see why it's worth it to follow me and why I'm the ultimate God. And by blessing you, I'm hoping actually to draw in all the nations of the world to myself. And that's what Jesus is.
Well, hey, we just had one more text come through. So let's read it. Let's read it real quick.
Nice.
And that seems how we won't
Under
be here
the
for a
wire.
second. I know I was just going to say, let's wrap it up. Dear church family, I have a testimony to share. There you go. Yesterday, I went to the North Carolina DMV to change my personalized license plate. I've always liked having one because it's easy to remember. My old plate was Jonah, Jona-DAB, my first name. I had a few Bible verses in mind for the new one. My first choice was taken, but my second choice was Exodus 14:14, which I was able to get.
Wow.
Come on.
Oh, my goodness.
Stop it.
Wow.
Through all of this, I've been praying for God to show up and help me with some heavy personal battles with work, family, and life in general. Then this morning, I tuned into the online service at Whole Life Church for their series, Our Favorite Things. Guess what today's Bible verse was?
That is incredible.
We need a picture of that license plate. Can you send us a picture? That would be awesome.
Isn't God awesome? He is speaking directly to me, and that's in all caps. A real, active God who listens. I love him so much. I don't believe in coincidence, but in a real, active God working in our lives and fighting for me and us. So
that's amazing.
Come on.
Yeah.
And guess what the verse was? That is awesome. That is totally awesome. Cool. Well, I'm glad that one, it just popped up and I was like, I have a testimony to
I'm
share.
glad you found that. What a great one.
See, moving to the iPad was a good idea.
That was a great idea.
Okay. This coming week, we are still in our favorite things. And this week next week, it'll be Psalms 107, courtesy of some dude named Tim. Do you know-
Nashville Tim,
Nashville
right?
Tim.
The Nashville
Yeah.
Tim, or my favorite, he used to be Ganashville Tim.
Yeah, because he had to add the G for some reason. It wouldn't let him log in.
I miss Ganashville Tim, but
yeah,
we'll take
he
Nashville Tim.
tried out the Orlandolorian, but that one didn't.
That was my favorite.
Oh,
it
I
didn't
like
really
that.
take
Yeah.
off, so
Yeah.
I guess he's still Nashville Tim.
Yeah, he's in the chat every week.
Can we
so-
try to change it over to the Orlando? What?
I don't know if I have that power as the administrator of the chat or not, but anyways,
And that will be the penultimate.
Yes, thank
That
you
will
for
be.
You're welcome.
stealing that from me. I appreciate that.
I didn't look far enough ahead to realize. I like to steal that one.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
I like to grab that one because the penultimate. I agree. That's a
It's just a great word.
yeah.
And then the final one, we're actually back in Exodus.
We
So we're
are.
spending a lot of time in Psalms and Exodus for
Yeah,
this
we
series.
are.
indubitably.
People
Indubitably.
seem to
That's my other
love
favorite.
Exodus and Psalms.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I guess we know where people like to hang out or where their Bible plans originate from on a pretty regular basis. So that'll be next week. That's going to be you, right, Ken? You're
It is me.
that is you.
Yeah.
And then I saw.
If they let me come back from the minister's retreat.
Well, you go to Clockwell. You never
I
know
will
for
sneak
sure.
you out, Ken.
Oh,
I
I
will-
was waiting. I
we
thought you were
will
saying
have an-
I will be ready to preach.
No, we will have an
I will be ready
Exodus.
to preach.
One-
Or I
107.
I will take you out of the house of bondage.
Well, I think I can handle this one only because that verse says, "Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good." So I think I can. I think if
You
I
got
had
this one,
to,
Randy?
I could come up
All
with
right.
something.
Well,
Sweet, you're on.
You're on standby. You're on standby.
No. That's good. You're good. You're
We
good.
backtracked pretty quick, didn't he, Melanie?
I don't know. He
I'm
kind of
just
put
saying-
it out there. I
I'm
feel
just
like you
saying
can't take
if
it
I have
back.
to, if I had to, I
Okay.
could. I'm not saying I'm.
Be ready.
Never trying to steal Ken's thunder.
Oh
for
no!
Preaching
I'm
and-
happy to share the thunder.
Happy to share the thunder. That's awesome. All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening and have a great week. Backtrack City. Thanks for listening to This Is Whole Life. If today's conversation resonated with you, we invite you to subscribe, share, and leave a review on your favorite listening platform. To join the conversation, send a text or voicemail to 407-965-1607 or email podcast@wholelife.church. To learn more about Whole Life Church, worship with us online or in person, visit our website, wholelife.church. Until next time, this is Whole Life.